So can Caspa make new all-time highs in April? That's what we're going to discuss in today's video. I'm also going to talk about some KRC20 tokens because there is some news, so I want to get into that as well. I'm going to get into the KRC20 stuff after I talk about Caspa. Now, before I get into anything though, if you're looking for a great crypto exchange, make sure you check out my link to BTCC. You get 10% bonus on first-time deposits, extra bonuses up to $10,000, no VPN, no KYC. If you trade using leverage still, you get to use up to 500x leverage. The link is going to be in my description down below. Now, getting into things, right? So if we take a look at the bubbles, this is what we're dealing with today. Today is a absolutely fantastic day. It's green, but we shouldn't get too excited because we see this all the time. We see one green day followed by 15 red days. So it is what it is. We'll see if this one can actually maintain and we just start to head in the right direction moving forward. I already went over a couple of market update things in my previous videos. If you guys haven't checked that out, I posted that. It's probably going to be a couple hours before I post this Caspa video, but you can find that on my channel, right? Now, if we take a look here at the altcoin season index, what we see is we're sitting at 17 out of 100. Now, I talk about this all the time. Eventually, this thing is going to go into the altcoin season. So right now it's at 17. Eventually, it'll hit like 80, 90, maybe even 100 out of 100. And at that point, people's going to be FOMOing into these altcoins. But there are thousands of coins in the market right now, and you have to be very selective and very, very careful with the altcoins that you choose moving forward, because the wrong altcoin could end up having you miss altcoin season completely, and we don't want that to happen. I do believe that Kaspa is one of those coins that's going to do absolutely fantastic things this bull cycle, and once altcoin season does happen, people are going to really pour money into Caspa. That's just what I think. I can always be wrong, of course, so make sure you guys do your own research, right? Nothing in this video is financial advice. But if we take a look here at the price on Caspa, we're sitting at 8 cents with a market cap of pretty much 2 billion, 2.08 billion, right? You check out the volume in the last 24 hours, it's up 82%. So it's decent, nothing to like really brag about or anything like that. But what is very interesting is when I take a look at the price action here on Caspa. So I drew in this inverse head and shoulder pattern a very long time ago, right? And Caspa is still sitting, it's a bullish pattern, by the way. Now, Caspa is still sitting above that pattern. It actually bounced off of 8 cents quite a few times, like 0.082 pretty much, right? You can see bounced off of it here. When was this? March 15th. It bounced off of it again here, March 20th. And as I'm recording this, it is March 24th. And it bounced off of it yet again. So this is a triple top. But even though it's clearly showing us that there is resistance at the 8 cent area, if you really take a look at this chart, what we notice is Caspa has been making higher lows, right? So there, pretty much there, and right here. So if Caspa actually holds the above 0.078, this area right here, then hopefully that indicates that we're about to break through this previous resistance and retest probably about this area right here, so 0.09. So we actually have a bunch of resistance areas that we have to get through, right? So 0.09 to 0.093, somewhere around this area. And then we got the 10 cent mark, which is going to be a very tough resistance to break through. And that is because this area held up as support for such an extended period of time. And the second the 10 cent area support level got broken, I made a video and I told you guys that area is going to start to act up as a serious resistance area. And unfortunately, it's just the way that it goes. Once a support gets broken, a solid support, it tends to act as resistance. So we do have, it is a battle on the way up moving forward for the price action on Caspa, but can it actually make new all-time highs next month? Because next month, somewhere between mid to late next month, maybe even early May, we're supposed to get the mainnet for the 10 BPS, which is extremely bullish for Caspa. The only problem is April 2nd. April 2nd is supposed to be the tariffs thing. Everything's supposed to come into full effect. So that's the problem that we're going to have to deal with when we think about something bullish for a project, and it's also coming out around the same time where we got some negative things in the world happening. Then it could unfortunately really just affect the price in a negative way, and the bullish news could get overlooked. That is a possibility. So I want you guys to be fully aware that that can happen. Now, the crypto market is still extremely unpredictable. And even though I don't expect us to really get a pretty massive push to the upside in April, you never know what could happen at the end of the day. This whole tariffs thing could get resolved, and then 10 BPS drops, and then Coinbase lists Caspa and Binance lists Caspa, and then things skyrocket, or even the tariffs thing continues, but people pour money into Kaspa anyways because they're like, this is too bullish. They start pouring money into it, will make new all-time highs. No one knows what's going to happen. And this is why if you're bullish on Kaspa, you can't necessarily, you have to pay attention to all the news and what's happening in the world, but you also can't ignore what's going on with the project, and you can't ignore the strategy that you already have laid out for yourself. So if you plan on continuing to do a DCA on Caspa, I would just stick to that plan. If you plan on just holding on Caspa, don't start buying again because everyone else is buying once the 10 BPS happens in April or May. Like, don't do that. Buy low, sell high, stick to your plan. And that's the best way to navigate this market. And that's the best way to handle the any possible tough scenarios that could end up coming our way, because you just never know at the end of the day, right? But I remain extremely bullish on Caspa, and I continue to hold. I'm not buying any more Caspa right now, especially since it's currently sitting at a resistant area. But if Caspa does come down to a favorable price for me, then maybe I'll add to my bag. I do have a good amount where I am actually happy with the amount that I have. So I'm not, as of right now, planning to add. But if Caspa, I don't see this happening, but if it does end up coming down to like 2 cents, for example, and again, I do not see that happening at all. But if something like that, like just complete worst case scenario does happen, then at that point I'm going to start loading up the boat even more on Caspa. That's what I'm doing. That's my plan. That's my strategy. At the end of the day, make sure you guys do what works for you. Don't just copy me, and don't have me getting you guys too bullish or anything along the lines of that. But yeah, pay attention to April, because I'm definitely sure a lot of investors will be paying attention to April because they want to probably FOMO into Caspa if they see the coin starts to rally because of the 10 BPS mainnet, right? But that is it for Caspa. Let's talk about some KRC20 tokens, because there is some news that recently just happened, so we need to discuss it. All right, so the news that just happened is this right here, Nacho. So Nacho is getting listed on Gate.io, and the trading starts March 26th at 10 a.m. UTC time. Okay, so that is very great for Nacho. Nacho has, in my opinion, it had a very, very slow start in terms of like exchange listings, because we saw Kango getting all these exchange listings. I think a couple other KRC20 meme coins as well. And I remember just thinking, like, what is going on with Nacho? The market cap remained the highest, but it's the one coin that didn't seem to really be getting all the exchange listings. Like, it got a couple ones like the CoinX and stuff like that, but every coin gets a CoinX. Like, that wasn't anything exciting, right? So to see it get a Gate.io is definitely very great. I'm definitely happy about that, because that actually shows you that the team is still working. Right now, if we take a look here at cast.fyi, what we see is Nacho took a significant lead again, because Nacho and Kango was basically neck to neck for an extended period of time. And right now, Nacho is sitting at $18 million market cap, basically, and Kango is sitting at a $6 million market cap. Then is followed by Kaspi at 3 million, and then Casper at basically 2 million, and then gold 1.5, and then we got Quoke at 689,000 votes. Very interesting is when you take a look at the volume in the last 24 hours, we see that Kango's got the most amount of volume, and then followed by Nacho, and then what is next is Quoke, then followed by Quoke. All right, but you got to pay attention to the top 10 on Cast.fyi, minus a few of these coins like this. Every time I talk about coins to pay attention, I always mention to ignore this PPKAS. I don't know what this thing is, but pre-minted 95%. So it's just there. Nothing to pay attention to in my personal opinion, right? But pay attention to the big players. I do think that once Caspa explodes, we're going to have a KRC20 meme coin explosion. That's what I think. Of course, I could be wrong, but right now, a lot of them is just not really saying much. And that's because Caspa broke support levels and things just haven't been looking the greatest in the overall crypto market. And people just aren't really pouring money into meme coins right now because meme coins just got a lot of investors wrecked, pretty much mainly the Solana meme coins, but it goes all across the market, right? So we see a lot of these meme coins pull back 75% or even more, much, much more. Things just got really nasty in a lot of these meme coins. So of course the KRC20 meme coins are going to pull back as well. It's just natural. But I do think that once Caspa starts to move again, and then a lot of the focus is primarily on Caspa, we're going to see these KRC20 tokens completely explode. And that's why I continue to hold them, because I expect something, and I expect some pretty significant returns on my investment. But yeah, that's as far as KRC20 tokens go. I'm not worried about them at all. In the short term, yeah, it sucks seeing that a lot of them have pulled back quite a bit, but it is what it is. The crypto market is extremely volatile, and it just comes with the space. But I'm going to continue to hold Caspa. I'm going to continue to hold the KRC20 meme coins that I have, and I'm just going to let the market do its thing. That's what I'm doing. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links that I have down below. And until next time, take care.